to see you. You've been one of the absolute best three-point shooters in the league over the last 5 years or so, especially when accounting for your high volume. You've shown a penchant for getting a shot out of pick and rolls, step backs, pin downs, handoffs, etc. So what about this new system under Coach Lue has you excited from a shooting aspect?
I think it's just added, shooting on the floor, more space, more playmaking. And, we're able to stretch the floor a lot better, especially with Serge at the 5. And we go to a smaller lineup. I think just our ability to play make now and just be dangerous in many different spots on the floor. It'll be hard to load up on a single individual. So like last year, I got a lot of great opportunities, a lot of great looks. This year, I think we'll have the same. Somebody stuck on mute.
Sorry about that. My computer got froze up real quick. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, we're gonna move over to Nick Hamilton.
Hey, Paul, welcome back.
Appreciate it.
Wanted to know, now that you have a new coach in Ty Lue, how much do you feel like he'll be able to listen to you more and really play you in the positions and in areas where you can thrive better in this season?
It's just me, making sure I'm playing at a high level and, just focusing on myself individually, on being ready to perform. I've talked to T. Lue on, areas where I like it. ISO situations, catch and shoot situations. We went over a bunch of different scenarios, but ultimately it's just, me coming into the season, being ready and being locked in and ready to perform at a high level.
Okay, we're gonna move over to Andrew.
There we go. Thanks, Curtis. Hey, PG, welcome back. Also, congrats on the engagement.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
A couple days ago when we talked with Lawrence, he said that he views you as the long-term Clipper. Obviously, they're hopeful for a long-term partnership between you guys. How do you view your future at this point? Obviously, you have a couple options you can weigh with the extension or free agency. Just like, where are you at right now, kind of thinking about your future?
Usually I'm in a position where kind of just want to think about, all scenarios. But in this situation, I'm happy. I'm home. It's one of the teams I grew up loving and wanting to be a part of for a long time. I'm committed. I'm here. I want to be here. I want to retire a Clipper. I'll say that, and every year, this is where my heart is, and I'm happy. I'm happy regardless of whatever happens. I'm happy being here.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay, we're going to move over to Miriam.
Hey, PG, welcome back. And like Andrew said, congrats on the engagement.
Thank you.
Yeah, so just wondering what the communication has been like between you and Kawhi in the offseason. Have you guys chatted much and kind of what's your leader goals going into this?
I think first and foremost, we spent time working out. Spent a little time not too long ago working out, training together. But our ultimate goal is just making sure this is a winning environment, and making this about this year. That's the only thing that's important. Starting this year off right, making sure it's a winning attitude, a winning environment. Everything else will fall into place. If we put winning first above anything else and everything else, then everything will iron itself out. And I think that's kind of been, where we're at as a pair and as a duo. And it has to start with us. And from there, we can enforce that upon the team.
Okay, we're gonna move over to home.
Hey, PG, great seeing you. Congrats on your engagement, man.
Thank
Was
you.
wondering, this has been the shortest off season for everybody, and the bubble was just a major thing for everybody, including you. You went through a lot there, and with how Game 7 ended and everything, I was wondering, 2 months removed from that, when you look back on it, how all that stuff impact you, and going into the season, do you feel like your second season with the Clippers, this will be more yourself, and that? Do you have anything? Do you feel like you need to rebound from the way things ended? Has it stuck with you in any way?
Absolutely. And I'm my toughest critic at the end of the day. I know what's not good and what's not acceptable. Last year was an unacceptable year for me, and I know that. So I had an off season to train. I didn't have an off season last year going into a season. I got my off season back this year going into this season. So I feel really good, feel in a great place. I've been working hard, just putting a lot of hours in and working on my body and being in the gym. So, same way I stepped into my season 2 in Oklahoma is the same way I'm approaching this year. And, I'm comfortable. I know the guys here. We got a great culture, great staff, great locker room. Again, I'm comfortable, and that's when I'm at my best, when I'm comfortable.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay, we're gonna move over to Taylor Rooks.
Hey, Paul. It's good to see you. I know that, you just mentioned that you were your toughest critic. So I guess when you look back on last year, what are, some of those criticisms that you had for yourself? And then how do you plan on correcting those this upcoming season?
Well, a lot of it was just inconsistency and inconsistency in my body. For a lot of people that don't know, shoulder injuries are one of the toughest injuries to come back from. And I wasn't myself. I wasn't able to do the things I was good at or things that I was comfortable with just because my shoulders weren't at peak performance. But I kind of hit that time frame of full recovery. And so I'm good. It's an afterthought when it comes to the shoulders. I'm kind of transcending into a different area in a different space, going into the games or going into working out in preparation. So I was just tough on myself. I knew I wasn't good. I knew last year was a rough year for me. It was a down year for me. But the good thing about that, the beauty in that, I'm only 30. I still got time. I still got a lot of years in the tank. And I'm motivated. It gave me a big motivation coming into this season. And I'm ready. I'm prepared. I'm ready to dive right into this and give everything I have.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move over to Dylan Hernandez.
Hey, Paul, Marcus Morris was on here yesterday, and he kind of echoed the statements that you made in that podcast about that Denver series and kind of the inability to adjust, which kind of seems to be pointing the finger a little bit at least a little bit at Rivers. And I just kind of was wondering, where is kind of that line where, how much he was responsible for what happened in that series as opposed to how much the players were responsible for?
I mean, I think that's where everybody got it misconstrued. We all take responsibility into that. Fact of the matter is, me being one of the, top players on the team, I wasn't at a peak performance. I wasn't playing well enough. The fact that I gave up a 3-1 series being on that floor sits with me and haunts me. And not to go back and forth and I want to clear things up. I respect Doc. I think Doc is a hell of a motivator, hell of a coach. Doesn't mean I agree with everything that we did, but that does not belittle the fact that I respect him and I respected him in that position. You heard it from me. You heard it from Mook. We felt we were the better team. They played harder than us, and they ultimately got past us. I said what I said, and you know, but I do want to clear it up because the notion out there is that, you know, I don't respect Doc and I'm putting the blame on Doc, which is not the case. I am to blame in that situation just as much as anybody else. So, you know, let's clear that up and let's not get that out of hand and make that a story that's not a story.
Okay, we're gonna move over to Tim Reynolds.
PG, it's good to see you. As most everyone else said, to sort of follow up on the last few questions, you said you're only 30, and you're right. You've got a lot of years still in front of you. But I'm curious how you don't feel the pressure of time, because I mean, you've also, in your Indiana runs, you were close to it. You know, the team last year, you were expected to be, you know, right there in the mix for a title, you know, as well. I'm just like, how do you not feel like you've let some really good chances slip away and wonder, you know, how many more you'll have? I guess where is that balance between knowing you have some years left versus you've had some really good teams already?
Well, you know, knock on wood and thank the man above. I had some, you know, some injuries that could have been career ending. But yeah, here I am. I'm still standing. I still feel amazing. You know, and I think, you know, my game really transcend and you know, I feel still like I can get better. I still feel like I'm getting better. I'm learning, I'm figuring out, I'm, you know, improving, I'm still evolving and adjusting to this league. So at 30, I don't feel pressure that my window's closing. You know, I still feel I could play this game for a long time. And that's not really pressure. You know, I know what I put into this game. I know what I put into a season. That's the ultimate goal, is to win and be a champion. If I don't, so be it. But I know I'm gonna give myself a chance, and I'm gonna work as hard as I can to get there. If I don't end up being a champion, it wasn't cut out in my cards, and that's nothing that I can do about. But I know what I can do is give everything I have, work hard, and you know, see what's in the future for me from there.
Thank you, man. Good luck this season.
Okay, we're gonna move over to Farbot.
Congratulations, Paul. Just want to know, what are you most excited for going into this season, and what are you excited about with your new teammates?
Excited to hoop. I'm excited to get back on the floor, start the season back off, get back to playing ball. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Get back to being out on that floor and playing with those guys.
That's all I have for you today, Paul. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all.